Welcome back to the LAFB Bet Online Salute to Troy podcast. It's your boy Al Rowe, your man Phil Robertson, and we're here to talk about the number 9. They just became the number 9 Trojans about 2 hours ago, according to the new inflated rankings that are favored of only one conference only. But that's neither here nor there.
That's not true. Did you see who's number 1?
Yeah. Doesn't matter. LSU's number 10. How is LSU number 10? Yeah. Yeah, LSU's number 10. So
and don't they still got Bama at 6 or something?
Bama's at 6.
So fraudulent Bama with no wins, with one win over a quality opponent, A&M.
TCU is 7, and they haven't lost a college football game, but Bama's at 6. They're gonna have to
TCU play.
I mean, they're undefeated. You know what I mean? I mean, that's just how it goes. But that's neither here nor there. The Trojans are number 9. I feel bad for the Bruins, even though this is the Salute Troy podcast. The Bruins are number 12, which is not fair to the Bruins at all. But we got the number 9 Trojans coming off of a big win in Tucson, off of a bye, with absolutely no depth. And we talked about that all year long. Sooner or later, depth is going to come kill them. But it killed them more defensively and not offensively, because we had some big names step up on Saturday night. A guy that I've been talking about all year, a guy I've been talking about, I can't wait to see. I wonder why he's not getting the ball, this and that. They need to give him the ball. I sound like a nagging parent. Kyle Ford stepped up big time Saturday night.
Yes, he did.
Another guy that stepped up big time Saturday night. Well, he didn't step up per se, but he did what he did. Caleb Williams was back in rare true form. He is who he is. I'm pulling up the stats right now. I'm sorry, not prepared.
Was he over 450 again with 5 touchdowns?
He had 5 touchdowns, but he had 411, 31 for 45, 9.1 yards per attempt. Travis Dye had a silent night, right? People were, hey, where's Travis Dye? He had a silent night. He didn't really perform. False. Travis Dye, 20 carries, 113 yards, 5.7 yards a carry, and a touchdown. Longest run was 22 yards. Receiving is what we're going to talk about here. No Jordan Addison. No Marlon. Huh?
No problem.
Tahj Washington, 7 receptions, 118 yards. Kyle Ford, 6 receptions, 114 yards. Kyle Ford, 70-yard pass. 1 touchdown by Kyle Ford. 2 touchdowns by Tahj Washington. And my man, that's Jerry's boy. Jerry's boy got him a touchdown.
Jerry boy finally got on.
Jerry's boy finally got him a touchdown. We saw Michael Jackson get some catches. He looks good. Follow looked good. Overall, the Trojan offense showed up. On the other side of the ball. We're going to pull up the Wildcat. So De Laura, 26 for 43, 380, 3 touchdowns and an interception. De Laura was the leading rusher, 8 for 54. But Singer, now that Singer kid, I will tell you this. Singer was number 5. That dude is a dude.
Mm-hmm.
He's a dude. So everything he got, he earned. 7 receptions, 141 yards, 3 touchdowns. One of them was early in the game with that one-hand catch in the back of the corner end zone. Some things you just can't defend.
Yeah, they made a lot of one-handed snags for Arizona. They had catching.
The ball was just falling in their. The ball was falling their way. I will say this: Depth was the issue. Depth was the issue defensively. I know we weren't very high on Gentry, but Gentry was missed.
Mm-hmm.
I fell off of Shane Lee, and I said we need to go back to Goforth. Goforth wasn't playing. Goforth was missed. Overall, though, Mario Williams was there. Jordan Addison was there. Gentry was there. The culture of the Trojans is back. They're a team. They're striving to be a championship team. And you can see they're starting to police themselves and not put everything on the coach. And the effort is there. Them kids is playing hard, man. And they just scratched the surface. I was impressed. I mean, at the end of the day, the defense is what the defense is. I will tell you this. They made stops on Saturday night when they needed to make a stop. They made a fourth-down stop. They got a pick. They were able to control the game when the game needed to be controlled. Just create an opportunity for Caleb Williams. Create an opportunity for Travis Dye. Mario Williams, Travis Ford, Michael Jackson, Tahj Washington. Our boy Austin Jones got carries on Saturday. I was excited to see that.
Meaningful carries.
I ran so hard. Ran the ball like a dude. Hopefully he gets more touches. I mentioned that in the live YouTube on after the game. But the Trojans are the Trojans. They got punched in the mouth. They came back. They recovered. Caleb Williams looked like a Heisman.
Absolutely. In the last couple of weeks, he's really made moves to bolster his claims again. That's coming off the loss. He's thrown in over 400 back-to-back weeks, hasn't he?
Yes, he has.
Mm-hmm. And 5 touchdowns.
Yeah. No. Before we get into the nitty-gritty, I want to let you guys know basketball is back, and BetOnline remains your number one source for all your sports betting needs this season. You'll always find the latest odds, team matchup info, players news, game trends at BetOnline. And your continued source for all sports wagering information, BetOnline features live betting, free contests, and giveaways all season long. Always the fastest, easiest way to bet all your favorite sports events, whether that's NFL, NBA, NHL, MMA, tennis, boxing, or even golf. Head to betonline.ag to join and receive your 50% welcome bonus with your first deposit. Make sure you use promo code BLEAV, that's BLEAV, to receive your rewards. BetOnline, where the game starts. Now we get to have fun. Bye week is over. We get to have fun. We get to do what makes this podcast better than anybody else. Offense or defense first?
Defense. So it's too much highlight film for the offense.
Oh, my fault. So sorry, guys. Film is not working today, guys. I don't know what's going on. Defensively, there's no depth, right? And I'm kind of let Alex Grinch off the hook here a little bit, but defensively, there's no depth. I'm going to put that one on Lincoln Riley because they went and loaded that offense up. And by loading that offense up, they went and got everybody they needed on offense. And like you see, there's plenty of receiver depth, running back depth, O-line not so much. But they got hurt on defense and they had nobody to replace them. You know what I mean? I understand schematically it wasn't great, but they had no – you had two of the nation's top 2 receivers go down, and you didn't even notice, right?
Nope. Not at all.
You had 2 solid people on your defense go down.
Defense. And shit.
It was noticeable. You know what I mean? Like that fault I'm gonna put on Lincoln Riley. And Lincoln Riley's been skating. Everybody's been patting him on the back. I can't pat him on the back here. I'm gonna have to call him on the rug, and I have to figure out why. I don't have to figure out why, but we need it. What he did as far as stacking his defense was not a good job. And I'm always going to go to set the standard, right? So right now, Tennessee is the standard. And we'll find out Saturday if they're the standard. But they're considered the number 1 team in the nation right now. If you put SC on the field with Tennessee, and we always say they'll score offensively, but will they be able to stop a fellow Heisman candidate and 2 due receivers and win the game? That's the question you have to ask. Right now,
I would say they stand a better shot at beating Tennessee than Georgia just due to style of play.
I hear what you're saying, but you have 2 dudes that are out on defense that make 2 dudes make a big difference in the defensive play.
That may be true, but they don't really. Tennessee doesn't really run the ball like that, though. And their wide receiver Hyatt is a maniac. I don't even know what to say about Hyatt. But their other receiver is good too. But I like our secondary against a primarily passing team, especially one that goes vertical instead of across the field. That's just me.
Yeah, I'm with you. Vertical, we're solid, especially when you have to make a quarterback make a decision. That's when our safeties play well, and that's when we create interceptions or we create sack opportunities. I can agree on you on that, but overall, though, man, I don't know.
I'd much rather play Tennessee than Georgia. It'll be a shootout. It'll be a shootout. Georgia will be a runaway.
I hear much rather play, but will they win?
Depends on how well they pass protect, because Tennessee's defensive line is underrated. Not a lot of people are talking about them, but they're getting home and they're making a difference. And they're stout against the run.
All right. Tennessee beat Alabama, right?
Yes.
And that's when they took the field goal post down
two on Alabama.
All right. See, and so, I mean,
they beat Alabama so bad, Nick Saban decided he didn't want to coach football anymore.
he saw the end was near. Right? So, that's always going to be my question, and that's always going to be the standard for me, right? Is SC good enough to be in the college football playoff? Right? You have to ask that question. You have to be real. Like, you can sit up here and say, oh, yeah, they are good enough to play in the college football playoff. I don't think so. Like,
they are going to have to be – are they good enough to play in the college football playoff? So this is where we're at right now. We're currently sitting at 4 teams, right?
Yes.
You're looking at Tennessee, Ohio State, Georgia, and Michigan. Michigan and Ohio State have to play each other, so one of those two is going bye-bye.
Correct.
Tennessee and Georgia play each other, so they're going to jump through hoops.
Clemson.
Clemson's number 4. Excuse me. You're right. Clemson's number 4. Tennessee and Clemson are going to have to play each other.
No, Tennessee's SEC, Clemson's ACC.
SEC? Right. That used to be the other way. So it's gonna be interesting, to say the least. A couple of these teams are gonna knock each other off. So, and then it's going to come down to are we playing the best of the one-loss teams, or what are we doing here? Because now everybody has an equal shot at the college playoffs, and should SC mollywop UCLA and then beat Oregon in the Pac-12 championship, they should backdoor qualify for the 4 spot.
All right, so the way it's set up right now is that there's going to be a possibility. There's a possibility of 3. There's a possibility of 3 undefeated teams, right? So hypothetical. Let's just go hypothetical, right? Let's say I'm gonna pick Georgia because I think Georgia is the best team in the nation. That's just my opinion. Georgia beats Tennessee. Georgia beats Alabama. They're undefeated.
I don't think Georgia beats Tennessee.
I hear what you're saying, but I'm just hypothetical. Just hear me.
Right. Okay.
So Georgia beats Tennessee. Georgia beats Alabama. They're undefeated. Clemson wins out. Clemson's undefeated. Let's go. I'm gonna take CJ Stroud. Ohio State wins out. They're undefeated. So we have 3 undefeated teams, right? There's a 1, 2, 3 spot. You put them wherever you want to put them. So there'll be one more spot for a 1-loss team. Right? Now, hold on. We're going to get into this debate now because this shit's going to get messy. TCU's undefeated, so say TCU wins out. What do you do with TCU? Right? So I don't want to hear strength of schedule. You can't tell me strength of schedule because on November 19th, when we're at the Rose Bowl tailgating, doing our live shows and doing everything because the Trojans are playing the Bruins, right? Watch this. I never want to hear strength of schedule again because now this is when it's going to get exposed. November 19th, guess who Alabama plays? Austin Peay.
Mm-hmm.
November 19th. Tennessee doesn't have one. Tennessee plays Missouri, which is a conference game. It is what it is. Yeah. November 19th, Georgia plays Kentucky. They also have LSU up there. Let's see. LSU, November 19th. Oh, I clicked on the Trojans. Hold on. LSU plays UAB on November 19th. Ole Miss is number 11, so they're in the mix. November 19th, they play Arkansas. That won't be bad. So I don't want to hear strength of schedule. I don't care. Alabama play all it matters.
Alabama's got away with a very, very fraudulent schedule this year.
Yes.
Very fraudulent schedule this year. And then not win by a lot, not win convincingly off this fraudulent schedule.
Right? And TCU can win out. They play Texas Tech at home. They play Texas in Austin. They play Baylor. They play Iowa State at home. It's possible. I'm not saying it's easy, but Texas Tech is 4-4. Texas is 5-3. Baylor's 5-3. Iowa State, not a great year. They're 3-5.
I would say TCU's path to undefeated is probably the toughest.
Well, no, not the toughest because Michigan, Ohio State, and Georgia and Tennessee's will be the toughest because they all have to play each other.
Well, they'll play. It's one game. I think that Baylor and Texas is capable of beating TCU.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's easy, but I'm saying it's doable.
Right.
TCU goes undefeated. There shouldn't be a conversation. They're in a Power 5 conference.
Yep.
And they're undefeated, right? So SC's path is possible, but then the question is, like, are they a worthy enough team, right? So let's just rank the opponents above them. Oregon, they beat UCLA. SC beats UCLA. They play Oregon in Vegas on December 2nd. We'll find out if they're good enough to play Oregon. Well, that story will tell itself. There's no need to put it in a hypothetical situation. We control that to destiny, right? TCU, I think SC could keep up with TCU, right? I mean, it is what it is. SC can keep up with TCU. I think they could play them. They run a similar style offense, but I think Lincoln Riley's a little bit better schematically. Neither team cares about defense, so you want to see a 75-67 game, right? So Michigan is ahead of them. Clemson, Ohio State, Georgia, Tennessee.
Does Michigan play Penn State this week?
I believe so. Michigan got other issues right now.
Yeah, that fiasco in the
Michigan plays Rutgers. I will tell you this. I will tell you this. I'm gonna say this the most politically correct way I can say. I spoke to other people I played with, and we share a tunnel at the Coliseum when we played. There's just certain things you don't do because you know it won't put yourself in the best situation. I would not run into the crowd in the opposing team in a tunnel and talk mess because I understand the outcome. Just saying that. I'm just letting you know. That's all I'm saying. Like, and we'll leave it at that. We don't want to get canceled.
Yeah, I have feelings about that, and it comes down to common sense. Did something that should not have happened occur? Yes, it did, and there's no excuse for that. But at the same time, like as you so eloquently put, you don't volunteer yourself into these types of situations.
Correct.
Trying to keep it real and make a statement to prove whatever it is that you're trying to prove.
Michigan already beat Penn State 41-17. They boat raced them last weekend. Yeah, I remember that. I mean, I don't see a lot of shuffle ahead of them, right? Unless Utah upsets Oregon,
which is possible.
Yeah, but Utah
Oregon is not unbeatable, even though they've gone on a run since they played Georgia.
Right. So Utah and Oregon plays. Say Utah beats Oregon, that drops Oregon down. How far? Nobody knows. But
I believe SC would still have to beat them because nobody else is coming out of the North.
Correct. Nobody else will come out of the North because that will be Oregon's only conference loss.
Yeah.
Unless Oregon just completely botches their rival game against Oregon State.
Well, Oregon State is ranked. They're 23, and anything can happen in the Civil War.
No, 100%. So I don't think there's not a possibility it can't happen, but it's just the fact that I don't see them shuffling around a lot. But I also see TCU going undefeated. I'll put it like this. TCU loses, we have a path to the college football playoff.
Yeah.
TCU doesn't lose, I don't think we have a path to the college football playoff.
Not unless Clemson loses as well. They
Right.
would need a lot of help. They're on the outside looking in, make no mistake, but sitting at 9, you're one good week away. You're one good week away from being right there.
And I will tell you this, so now you ready for this one?
Lay it on me.
You ready for this one? And so now I have a lot of questions now because they put LSU at 10 and they did all this, all that. USC right now is 8-0. If USC is an 8-0 football team, where do they get ranked?
Ooh. They'd have to be at 5. At minimum, they'd have to be at 5.
Alabama 6.
They'd have to be in front of Alabama. I know we can go to your favorite metric of strength of schedule. That would have them maybe behind TCU and Clemson, maybe.
I will say this. I think if they were undefeated right now, they will still be in the same spot. Let me tell you what.
I'll tell you. You ready for this one?
Go ahead.
Alabama said USC, Alabama. USC beats them head up right now. Bad defense and all.
You think USC beats Alabama head up right now?
Head up right now.
Neutral site or home field?
Both. Now, if they got to travel, they lose that game. If they're neutral field and at home, they beat them.
All right. I will tell you this. You ready? There's an article out, LA Times. I sent it to you.
I read it.
Well, there's some funny stuff going on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
When you bring that back up and add that to the equation, then that changes my outlook. Neutral site, absolutely. A neutral set of referees, yes.
I got you. I'm just saying there's some funny stuff going on. I think
referees.
I think if they're undefeated 8-0, maybe 8-7, they won't put them ahead of Alabama. They may put them
no choice, but if they're undefeated, they have no choice to put them in front of Alabama and I'll go out to the selection committee myself and hold a sign if I have to, because there's no goddamn reason in the world why Alabama would be ranked ahead of an unbeaten SC team.
So how do you think TCU feels right now, though?
Man, TCU. Listen.
I hear what you're saying, but wait, let me pull up TCU.
So TCU needs to finish their season.
I hear you.
I think their biggest win was probably Oklahoma. That was a quality win if they played them. I think
they put 55 on Oklahoma.
Yeah, that was a real quality win. Well, we've seen what happened to Oklahoma's defense all of a sudden.
It got better.
I know that. It looked like it for a minute, and then it went back to its natural position.
They beat Oklahoma. They ended the Kansas dream. They went into 2 overtimes against Oklahoma State, who at the time was number 8 in the nation.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's another call. Well, they got they were good too at that time. They something happened and they fell off as well.
They beat Kansas State by 10, who's a ranked opponent. They beat West Virginia by 10, and they play Texas Tech this week. Have they went on bye yet? 12 to 19. So they've already won on bye. So they had their bye. They did play an FCS opponent. So my argument was going to be they haven't played an FCS opponent, but they played an FCS opponent, so I can't go with that argument. But I can't say they only played one.
Right.
So, I mean, if I'm TCU, I hear what you're saying. You have to figure out their schedule, blah, blah, blah. It's the Big 12. You know what I mean? But
they got the hitters at the end of their schedule. I think more than they caught Oklahoma. Oklahoma was ranked, but that was before free fall. Same thing with Oklahoma State, but Baylor, and a couple of those other games are one, especially the one against Baylor, is going to be a toss-up.
You think a 5-3 Baylor is a toss-up?
I know that Baylor plays them well typically.
I get what you're saying, and I can see that. But I mean, I'm still trying to figure out. Here's the answer to that question, and this is the best way possible to answer that question. So you want to look at TCU versus U versus SC. Look at the rest of the Pac-12 versus the rest of the Big 12, and that'll be the answer as to why SC gets ahead. Okay, let's do that. I'm with you. I'm gonna pull up NCAA football. We'll go to the Pac-12.
Because the Pac-12 has got 3 teams in the top 12.
4 teams in the top 15.
4 teams in the top 15, 3 in the top 12.
Yep, and 5 in the top 25.
5 in the top 25 and the Big 12 has got 1.
But hold on. Because you actually do make a good point, and then when you punch it out, all right. The first place team in the Pac-12 right now is Oregon. They have no Pac-12 losses.
Mm-hmm.
First place team is TCU. Oregon, TCU. Who wins?
Oregon.
Second place team right now is USC. I got to pull up the Big 12 standings. Give me a second. Second place. Second place. I'm sorry, I shouldn't lie.
Go ahead. Say it. Go ahead. Shame the devil.
You know who the second place team is in the Big 12? Huh?
It's got to be Oklahoma, isn't it?
No.
It's not even Oklahoma?
If we do the second place team from the Pac-12, which is USC,
mm-hmm.
The second place team in the Big 12 is Kansas State right now.
They gone.
Third place team in the Pac-12 is UCLA.
Mm-hmm.
And the third place team in the Big 12 is Oklahoma State. That'll be a good game.
Yeah, that'll be a good game. Or that depends on which version UCLA shows up.
Yeah. 4th place is Baylor. 4th place is Utah. Baylor, Utah.
That's the styles make fight kind of jump off. I like Utah a little better than Baylor right now.
All right. 5th place. You ready for 5th place for the Pac-12? Is Oregon State. And 5th place for the Big 12 is Texas.
Wow, Texas is in 5th?
Yeah. Texas
smashes Oregon State.
Texas is 3-2 in conference.
Yeah, Texas smashes Oregon State.
All right. So 6th place is UW. And 6th place is Oklahoma.
UW crushes Oklahoma.
All right, and the bottom of the conference don't matter. They all suck.
Yeah, it don't matter.
It don't matter. They all suck. Yeah. So, oh man, I get what you're saying. 8-0 puts SC above Alabama
and TCU.
Yeah. That means Alabama would have been. I'm gonna go back to the rankings.
They're tough. Their biggest victory was A&M. They lost to Tennessee, and then they barely beat a couple of other teams, and then they boat raced the D3 schools on the schedule.
So SC's the number 7 team in the nation. They just have to win out, and they're waiting to walk into a spot for the college football playoff.
They only got to jump 3. And if a couple teams lose, they're right there.
So they have to beat Oregon and Vegas.
Yeah. Yes.
They have to beat UCLA first. That's not going to be a cakewalk.
UCLA have to beat California. Have to beat Notre Dame, who suddenly found out how to start winning football games and play football again.
Yeah, that's true. You got to beat Colorado.
Yeah, well, Colorado's a welcome mat, bro. Everybody beating the dog shit out of Colorado.
Man, and that's a shame to a university because when their coach was there, McIntyre had them dudes winning, and then Mel Turner had them dudes decent too, and then all of a sudden Mel Turner left. That's bad. Actually, Colorado's not the welcome mat. Stanford's the welcome mat.
They got to be tied because Colorado. I watched Colorado, and Colorado was pitiful.
Stanford's 1-5, and Colorado's 1-4. So it's the game difference. Overall, though,
5. Yeah.
But Stanford beat the shit out of Notre Dame.
Well, then I don't fear Notre Dame. There shouldn't be a problem. Well, if they were running that gimmicky hiccup RPO, the fuck was that? Delayed RPO. That was weird.
Yeah, it was worth the try though.
It worked. I mean, with some practice, that could be devastating. But that was wild.
So the path to the college football playoff is possible. Can I tell you something though? I don't want it to happen. I want to get screwed out of it. I want to win, but I want to get screwed out of it. Because
I'm gonna tell. Go ahead. You go ahead. Finish your point, and I'll offer on mine.
Who do you think will make it? Let's say we get the 4th seed. Who do you think will be the other 3 seeds?
It's gonna be either Tennessee or Georgia, Ohio State, and if we make it, there'll be no Clemson, no Michigan, no Alabama, no TCU. So yeah, it'll be either Tennessee or Georgia, Ohio.
Why no Clemson? Clemson's gonna win their conference.
Clemson's gonna win it?
Yeah, they're gonna win their conference. You remember Clemson's in the ACC.
Yeah, they don't have nobody left. Yeah. So.
All right. So this is why. So
it's still going to be tough because Georgia's not going to fall out of the top 4. So you're looking at Tennessee and Georgia, no matter what. One of the two, both of them are still going to be in it.
Yeah. So Clemson plays Notre Dame this weekend. which is good for SC.
Irish. Root for the Irish. Beats Clemson.
And then, but then, so do you take death by 1,000 cuts, or do you prepare for the war? All right. So
death by 1,000 cuts is preparing for the war, but hold on, you jumped over that. So looking at that, you asked how would USC match up? USC gets obliterated by Ohio State. Too much power, too much running. They get ran over. I think that they can hang with. I think that they can hang with Tennessee. I know they can hang with Clemson. They can beat Clemson, but they're either going to have to play Ohio or Tennessee or Georgia. The winner of Tennessee and Georgia. Now here's the wrinkle. Said if Harbaugh does it again and beats Ohio State, does Ohio State drop out of the top 4?
You lose, you're gone.
Well, because Tennessee and Georgia, whoever loses that game is stolen.
I disagree, because you still have Clemson and Michigan. That would be okay. So you still have 2 teams that have to play. 4 teams that have to play each other that are undefeated, right? So those 4 teams have to play each other that are undefeated. 2 of them are now 1-loss teams, and you still have 2 undefeated teams. Clemson is going to go undefeated, right? So if we're basing it off of current, let's just go off of current.
Yeah, they can't shoot Clemson, not for SC.
Yeah, like if we go for current, let's say TCU wins out. Does TCU get in?
No.
All right. So who gets in that last spot?
It's gonna be so the way that it's gonna pan out is 1 and 3 play each other. Georgia wins, they swap. Tennessee goes to 3, Georgia goes to 1.
Okay.
Michigan and Ohio State play. Michigan beats Ohio State. They leapfrog Clemson. But if Clemson wins out, they're going to end up with the 4. They're going to end up with the 4 spot. TCU is not going to be able to overcome the loser of Tennessee, Georgia, or Michigan, Ohio State.
That's going to be a tough explanation. That's going to be a tough explanation. I hear you. That's just going to be a tough explanation to explain why undefeated Power 5 school didn't get in. I'm with you. But it won't be the first time that we've seen it. Undefeated Power 5 not get in?
Mm-hmm. Over a one-loss Big Ten or SEC school.
What undefeated Power 5 didn't get in?
Or how many times has TCU been left out of the dance?
Yeah,
or UCF.
Oh yeah, but UCF is Group 6.
Oh, they're Group 6.
Yeah, they're Group 6.
Okay.
Yeah, so like that's what I'm saying. Like it's gonna be hard. Here's the positive though. I'm gonna tell you 3 positive things. You ready? 3 positive things. We have a route to the national champion, to the playoff.
Right.
We just have to play our defense and keep making stops when we need stops, and we can win. We can win the season.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go play the Powerball tonight. I'm gonna hit that motherfucker. I'm gonna buy us a studio. So yeah, I'm about to make equipment.
There we go.
Yeah, I will tell you this. Too. If I win the Powerball, just like this, I become the majority owner of the Washington Commanders. I'm just letting you know that right now. I'm gonna put a group together. I become a majority owner of the Commanders.
The Commanders, huh?
Yeah, they're gonna have to go for sale. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Why not?
Hey, why not?
Hey, man, the route is there. We just got to play our game. Keep doing Caleb. Our defense got to get better. Our depth has got to get good. The rest of the season is going to be great, man. And I will tell you this. I can't wait to play the Bruins. I hope we're still at both that 1 loss when we play the Bruins and we could get going. We're going to have the Rose Bowl rocking. We need all y'all there to support us to have that Rose Bowl rocking.
Absolutely. I'll be honest with you. Chardonnay scares the shit out of me.
That's fine. This is what I did. This is what I have noticed.
Mm-hmm.
We've given up a lot of rushing yards, but the game's never been close. Little Emmett, Rice, Washington State, close. Stanford. No, I already said Little Emmett. There was another team. Every time we give up a big Arizona State, they ran for a lot. Those games have never been close.
Right.
I don't know how that works or what's the strategy behind that, but I'm not too worried about that. I'm more worried about DTR and that pass game that they have with that new kid, Bobo. But we got to take care of Cal, Golden Bears, and Colorado Buffaloes. Then when we beat UCLA, we have to take care of Notre Dame. Our season's not over when we beat UCLA. We still have 2 more games. So we got to be prepared for that.
And definitely got to watch for the letdown game.
Yeah,
letdown game is also going to be a huge factor.
Yeah, but I love the fact that the path is ours. We control our own destiny. And who's better than to control our own destiny than the Trojans?
Like our chances for sure, especially when you're getting some of your premium level guys some rest, trying to heal up, get their bodies right, get back in time for this colossal contest, and hopefully UCLA, all those guys keep playing, so that they get worn down, so that they can get ran over, and that when we have that glorious tailgate and that after the game live show in the parking lot, I can be pointing my finger and laughing and waving my Cardinal and gold.
I got hand-rolled cigars. I think I still got some left from my wedding. I will be smoking a hand-rolled cigar because there's nothing like bringing the victory bell back home and painting it the right color.
Said I agree. Said I happened to be on the field when Cal took the axe back from Stanford after 10 years.
Yeah. And so I will tell you this. Speaking of that, we have the Victory Bell podcast that's going to be on tomorrow. I don't know if it's going to be live, but it'll be recorded. Me and Phil will be there. Bruin Bible, LAFB, Bet Online. We're doing this big. The whole month leading up to it is going to lead to this rival game. Phil, I love the fact that we had no film today, but guess what? We turned into a college football playoff show. We keep rolling. Nobody can hold it down. You know why? Because we're Trojans, and Trojans will always fight on. It's been great, man. You got anything to close us out with?
No. Actually, the only thing I'd say is check out my my latest article on LA Football Network outlining the Trojans' path to Pasadena. Basically, given the state of the Pac-12 conference and all of the different paths that the teams, the top 6, have to take in order to make it to Pasadena. Not Pasadena anymore. Excuse me. It's Vegas. To win the conference championship.
Definitely. I appreciate it, man. Hey, this has been the Salute to Troy, LAFB Bet Online, brought to you by Bet Online. See you guys tomorrow. Definitely tune in. Phil has been great. Hopefully next week we get the film working. If not, we'll make it work.
Doesn't matter. Film only enhances what we already do. I
will let y'all know this. If I go missing for a month, I just hit the Powerball. I got $547 million, so I'm trying to buy the Commanders. Just want to let you guys know that. $1.2 billion, can't beat that, dog.
Okay.
Definitely. Hey, man, it's always been good. You know how we go. Live free. Fight on.